Spark a conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, education. This is Menage with the MariJayneMaven. When we on the air, it's always a lituation. Might talk about some litigation, might talk about some immigration, might talk about some politics, but never talking nonsense. Yes, we on in the slide. Watch and listen, it's a vibe. Watch it while you getting high, or you can listen while you drive. Just don't forget to subscribe.
Roll up. Trying to get high.
Welcome to Menage with the MariJayneMaven podcast with your host, the MariJayneMaven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. You know who it is. Your girl, MariJayneMaven. Loving that you came to visit me this evening. You know what you guys want to do, what you need to do, and what I please ask that you do. Like, subscribe, share, hit all the buttons, the bells, do the whole nine so that you know when your girl is sharing some more love. When we are educating, eradicating, and elevating here with the Menage with the MariJayneMaven. So I have a fantastic episode for you today. I think I say that every time, but in my opinion, all the episodes are fantastic. So we're bringing you a great conversation today. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to do exactly what I strive to do a lot, is to make sure that we bring on, like minds, and especially women that are within cannabis, so that we can be an inspiration and we continue to expand this industry. And make sure that our wellness is in the hands of where it needs to be. And that's us. Quality of life is what you see. So nobody else can determine what your quality of life is for you. And as I've said before, marijuana can help you to really determine, decipher, and be okay with what your quality of life it is and how you're going to live it. Do you want to live it elevated? Do you want to live it in your best wellness? And that's on all aspects. Being a parent is probably one of the most thankless jobs ever, but we do it and we love it. But weed helps. Being an employee, weed helps. Dealing with parents and personal relationships and just weed helps. I think that should just be a motto. Weed helps. Whatever you want to put before it, the follow-up will be weed helps. So we today are going to get started with our quote. And I love this quote. It's kind of powerful. Oh, that's it. That way. There we go. So this weed, I haven't even smoked yet. This quote is super powerful. The weed that I'm about to smoke will be. But this quote is, when you have $1 million vision, don't surround yourself with 1 cent minds. We let that breathe. Let that breathe. Because that's some bars right there. It's very true. And the way that I take it is that, it's self-explanatory, but what it meant to me when I saw it and knowing this episode, I think it really it sets up what my mission and my vision is, which is to connect, collaborate, create, and that equals success for all that it's involved. So today, I'm bringing you somebody who I feel, and this is just from social media interaction, actually following her videos on YouTube, really seeing her vision, being in awe of it, being inspired by it, and then just really helping to validate that we're doing this thing and women really need to be involved within cannabis because we have a different platform. We have a different vision. It's not all about the green rush. It's not all about the money. We understand the importance of who it can make you be, and how it can help you in your life, as I just mentioned. So coming across, this individual's, her Instagram, coming across her content, I felt like it was universally planned because we're on the same kind of mindset. So no 1 cent mindset on her part, and definitely none on mine. So I felt like, like I said, one, bars. You know, I should put that in a song. But other than that, it just really screams what most people should be, how they should be moving every day, how you should decide who your tribe is, who you surround yourself with. And this is an example. Today's episode is an example of what exactly having that mindset, knowing your worth, and taking a leap and making those connections, how imperative it is to your growth and to who you are and what it is that you want to succeed. So today, we have a very special guest co-host. ChellyBlaze is a advocate for cannabis and parenthood and mental health, which we know parenthood and mental health, because they can work your nerves sometimes. She uses her social media page as a place to express herself and to give a real life perspective of someone that uses cannabis every day and has a fully functioning life. Snaps on that. She also likes to cook, and sometimes she will display that too through her social media, her Instagram, or maybe her YouTube. But her main focus is to be the face for other Black women to see within the cannabis industry, and to be someone that other women could go to for knowledge and understanding of cannabis, being a resource. That's what I love. She gives her audience many perspectives of her life as a mother and wife, and someone who is still finding themselves, and as someone who is simply breaking barriers when it comes to cannabis and the negative stereotype attached. Your bio is so much like mine, and I'm so happy to have you on today. So please, everybody, welcome ChellyBlaze. Thank you. So how are you feeling? I don't be nervous.
I'm feeling great. I'm not nervous about you guys. I'm mostly nervous about this internet because, oh my God, it has frozen so much throughout, and I'm just nervous that you'll say something and I won't catch it, and I'm just gonna be sitting here like,
It's okay. If that happens, we'll get on another date. We'll wrap up. It's not a problem. Media. If you don't pivot, especially podcasting and content creation, then don't be in it, because you always got to be ready to pivot at a moment's notice.
Right.
So before we get started, we know, for those of you that love me, follow, support, and listen, we know what this time of the podcast is. So our spark and salutations, everybody. I've been puffing on my sauce pen.
I just
told
want
you
to say
guys about
quick, I got one of those.
Oh, nice.
I have never seen these
pull
in
that
our
one out.
dispensaries. This is my only one. My friend gave this to me.
Fire.
But when I saw that do you like promote them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to find somewhere that sells these, because this is my only one, and like I need the purple one. I need the indica ones.
Yes, I'll send you the whole flavor profile or all the flavors. I do have she has a good one. She has a good one. So if you guys are curious as to what that is, that's the Ghost Train Haze. I was gonna pull that one out. I pulled this out strictly to puff on before our spark and salutations. This is our King's Kush. So we have our King's Kush here. I know that we just expanded into Oregon as well. So
Really?
I'm definitely going to have to share this with our field marketing expert, as well as the rest of, the higher ups, because I think they will love to know that and to be able to see, oh, okay, we are up there, but it's a great product.
Yeah, this is really nice. I've been puffing on this all day. Like, this has been my go-to. I'm like, I don't see any dispensaries out here that have them. My friend worked in a dispensary and she got a sample of this, but they don't have them. And I'm just like, why? Like, California, you guys have all the dope stuff.
But we're also very saturated. And we don't have the very good problem to have, like the state that you're in, which is Oregon. If you guys don't know, there is a crazy surplus of weed in Oregon. I mean, I just watched a news story probably 2 weeks ago, and they were in a cultivator's, warehouse, and the amount of weed that he had, I was just like, send me one bucket of that, like, please. It's a good fucking problem to have. That's what I say. And you guys, you guys did it right. I feel like I'm not saying that California did it wrong as far as legalization, but out of the states that, well, one of the founding fathers, Denver was the first and foremost, but with California, kind of setting the stage, we are failing some of our dispensaries, our business owners. The taxes are ridiculous, certain things like that. So we are failing them in that way, and it is a little bit of worry that the industry could collapse upon itself here in California. Nobody's getting rich. A small amount of people that are in cannabis, and they're more corporate integrated, or they have, an angel investor or a celebrity attached to it. Those are the ones that are not too worried. But a mom and pop, or if I started a dispensary or no delivery, the taxes alone are killing people, where they're just making it, above, just floating above water, keeping their head above water. And I'm sure that you guys, have you seen anything like that in Oregon, or is it just, like I said, just a surplus and everybody's doing pretty good?
No, actually, no. Here in Oregon, it's actually almost the same. I was working with one guy, or I was supposed to work with one guy who owns a farm, and it was really weird because I knew this was never gonna work out. You ever have a feeling where you just know something's not gonna happen? Like somebody's gassing you up, and you just like, this shit ain't about to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this dude
Too good to be true, but you also feel like I'm smarter than that. Like, it can't be.
Yeah. So this guy I met through a friend of a friend at the gym. We started talking about like the weed stuff industry, and I started telling him, like how I wanted to be in it, but no one really gave me a chance, and still it's like hard to get in there, like get sponsors or get companies that want you to review their product. And so he was willing to do all that. He said yes to every all of my boxes that I wanted checked, right? And he also was like, yeah, you can help me do this and that within the company. And I'm like, all right. So, days go by, we have lunch. I had actually just came back from my mom's funeral and all this. And we had lunch.
Very sorry to hear that.
Thanks. And we were having lunch, and he was, signing me up to sign forms to work for him. And then like it just stopped. No calls, no texts.
Yeah.
And I would either run into him or I would text him. I would be like, hey, what's up? And then it happened so many times to one day he was just like, I think I might have to shut down the farm because, I'm just not making enough money. Nobody's buying weed because we have too much of it. And I was just like, okay, like that's something you really could have just.
Why did you take the time?
Exactly.
Right?
Like you really could have just told me in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I don't fault him at all,
He probably didn't want to admit.
Yeah, he went.
That seems like failure, But this is where men fail. Not all, but a lot of men in the cannabis industry. You don't utilize the resources and the help that's right in front of you. Maybe if he had been honest with you from the jump, there may be, a strength and resource that you have that could have helped him some way, somehow. We just think differently, especially being a creative. We see things we think outside the box. And sometimes I just feel like this is where being a collective works. This is where understanding that my strength is not maybe marketing wise. Maybe that was his problem, or thinking out of the box, or just being a people person. Like some people are very business minded and they're not creative minded, which is not a problem. That's why we have, people, we're not a monolith. But they need to also understand that this is a weakness of mine. Let me utilize somebody else who we can work together. And I'm going to quote Neo here, be a movement by ourselves, but a force together. I mean, it's true though. This is why women and women of color are so important and so needed. Because let me tell you, women, but especially women of color, we are scrappy. We will make shit happen when it comes to it, And so for you having a passion or desire to be in the industry, I mean, let me know if I'm, talking out of turn, but I feel like it was a a pressing topic for you. Like it's something that you wanted to happen. So
Yeah.
you would have done everything in your power to make it work. But non-transparency is the worst part of communication, possibly. So
yeah, it really is. And it sucks because, I had hopes of something happening, and we talked about all the creative, like I was in my creative flow, when we were talking about it. And I had so many plans with this guy that I wanted to do. Like we were going to do a podcast too. We were going to do all types of things. And it's just like, damn, like you just let all that go after like gassing me up so hard. And like, not that I was taking, because I learned early on, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I may seem like I'm excited for something, but I'm reading your bullshit, man.
Yes. And so that's important. That's people, to get into this industry. And this is part of the reason why I wanted you on, because I want this podcast to be an inspiration. I want another woman who's sitting at home, going to be listening to this, while her kids are running around, crazy in the background. And she's listening to this and she's looking for some form of inspiration. She's looking for that validation. She's looking for that fork in the road, and then kind of being told which route to take. And hopefully we can be an inspiration to her, that she says, okay, I can do it too, but always have your spidey senses. Like if they tingle, go ahead and take that. We have an intuition that is super powerful, and more often than not, we work against it because for whatever reason, whatever that may be. I know for me, it's because I'm Aries and I'm like, hey, I know better. But I've also learned, don't put all your eggs in one basket. People show you who they are. Trust them and believe it. And then things happen because it's just a stepping stone to something better. So in watching your content, I already know that he fucked up by not having you, take it further and creating some content and, getting into media, because you do have a great presence. If you guys don't, please do, and we'll talk about it. But, and I'll definitely ask you that in a second. I want you to explain your content and how you got into it. But you guys just don't count yourself out. And then I think the best thing is to network and to connect with people that you really, truly feel like, all right, I can mess with them. They're not just talking. They'll be about it, which is what I got when I contacted you. I mean, I contact most of the guests that you'll see here. A good portion of them I contact through social media, Instagram, some of the form. I meet them, out and about, and it works. People want to be able to share their story, especially within cannabis. Everybody has a journey, and then now a cannabis journey is added to that. So that, it's not a mistake on either part, but it's just a lesson to take something from. And that's how people have to look at it. So I love to hear that you didn't get, down or like, well, not for me. Guess I'm not gonna do that. But I did get a great idea. So we'll talk about it offline with you getting into the industry and, this company coming right up there.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. I'll make sure I pass your info on. But so yeah, before I forget, because marijuana can affect the memory. Sometimes. Yes.
Marijuana affects the memory.
Sometimes. More short term, I believe.
Oh, but definitely short term.
Yeah, because I can remember stories and shit like it happened yesterday from 20 years ago when my husband and I got together. I think that's a power of the flower as well.
Yeah, that's great. But if I put something down on this table and walk away, I'm gonna be like, where did I just put that?
Yes. Wait, the worst is when you're like this. That part. But where's my phone? Where is my phone? And like, it's in your hand.
Oh my God.
That's one of the worst things.
Where's my vape? Literally in your pocket, right there in your hand. Looking for it. Oh my God.
Because I've done that. I mean, maybe that's a little more Casamigos fault, but
Casamigos.
I've done that. Oh man.
I just had some of that.
I had way more than my share this past weekend at a friend's 50th birthday. We start off with just mixed drinks, and then once everybody kind of went on, the people, her older family members and stuff, and it was just more of us that were trying to kick it. I counted 5 shots. My husband says, "Oh no, it was way more than that." So that lets you know. That lets you know.
I don't know if I could do 5 shots. I did 2 a week ago, and I was done.
See, I probably should have been. See, I'm really bad. When it's birthdays, I'm the worst. Like, you don't want me around you. Like, my friend was like, "No, I don't want to take shots." I was like, "What? This is your 50th. You've made it this far. You've done this." And I just gassed people up where she took a shot. Then I was like, "Another one. Don't be a bitch." She took another one. Then I was, just talking shit in a friendly way. I hung around my husband's frat all through college. So that probably is part of where I get it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no. I can clown with the best of them, okay? Just being around them. And that probably helps. Like, podcasts that I watch like Brilliant Idiots, Flagrant. I watch Community and like Big Community and Back on Fig. So it's mainly like I've been preach. I watch mainly male podcasters and content creators because I just get their humor. Like, I love the shit talking. I love the inappropriateness. That is me. I say shit all the time.
Big Community World.
There you go. Thank you. Big and Community. Yes. That's and if you guys don't know, there are people that left No Jumper, which I used to think was like one of the best hip hop podcasts until the owner, Adam22, showed his colonizer side. And so he lost all of the great content creators that he had on there. And they went and started their own platform, and it's blowing up and it's doing great. And sometimes I will put it on and just have it on mute because sometimes some of their content, I'm like, I don't want to hear about the latest drill rapper or whatever bullshit they're talking about. But I still want to give them the view and I still want to give them support because I've said this before. This is our reparations. Cannabis, content creating, streaming services, being able to have control over our narrative. That's our form of reparations. And we have to take advantage of it. So to see ex-gang members and rappers and things like that and people like that are now taking a turn and then using their platform to just be themselves unapologetically, it's a lot of power in that because you're not having our story told by somebody who absolutely doesn't know what it is to be a Black man, Black woman, a person of color in this country.
Right.
So yeah, so I think it's super powerful that way. Are you into podcasts as well?
I tried to be at one point, but if I'm being honest, I'm so busy with school and work that I don't have time. Like, I barely turn on my TV sometimes. I've been so glued to my computer doing projects and assignments, trying to do this psychology major.
Oh, good. I was just going to ask. That was after our favorite music that we were going to talk about, but I did want to ask what you're in school for. And I think that's great. Congratulations. So we'll talk about that. But before, see, I didn't forget. Let's get on to the music, Mary Jane. In this segment, I love to talk about music is my boyfriend. It is my third love behind my family, weed, and music. And kind of in that order. But especially when it's matched with, some good old weed, you definitely get into the lyrics, the music, and it's scientifically proven that it is something that the brain takes control of, and it just makes the experience that much better. So my question to you can answer either part of this. What is your favorite song now that you just, like I said, you get up in the morning, you put it on, you're driving, you put it on repeat? Or what is the song that gets you in the mood? Like whenever you hear it, you're like, I could smoke right now. This is the one to smoke to.
Okay, so I guess it's the same 2 songs for both answers, actually. I'm a really big Russ fan. And right now, his song 315, also known... Forget about my worries.
You just spoke to me.
Is it frozen again?
Yeah.
So you said 315 what?
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. So what I was saying was, Russ, his song 315 is one of my favorite songs right now. It just puts me in a mindset of calmness and relaxation. I like to listen to that song when I drive to work or when I'm just driving, period. I start it off first thing in the morning when I get in the car.
Yes.
And then another song is, his name is Tusi. Like I'm not a consistent listener of him, but his song, favorite song, is one of my favorite songs. And just because, like, I don't know, I just like his vibe and just.
We've heard of him before. He was just on account. Is he from Atlanta?
I think so. I'm not too familiar with him because I just started listening to him.
So. Yeah.
But yeah, that song is one of my favorite ones. It just makes me feel love, and it makes me want to give love. I like artists like that. I like artists who have a meaning, I don't like to listen to a bunch of bullshit. I like to listen to songs that make me feel good.
And that that, like I said, don't give me this drill rap shit. Don't give me this smoke impacts of your boy and all that stuff. But I will give you this. Couple Pop Smoke songs. Now more just like party songs. I love them because I saw the talent. And I'm like, we lost a talent at a young age. I will sometimes put on, Lil Mac Dre.
Oh, yeah.
On the way, I drove up today. I want to show you guys an awesome souvenir of the event I was at today. But I drove up to the mountains, the area. Yes, so it said that. Yeah, and my playlist was going, and it went from Stained and Fiona Apple. My playlist is the most random ever. And then all of a sudden, it jumped right into oh my gosh, why am I forgetting the name? Fuck what it costs. I'm a boss tycoon. And yeah, I made. Yes.
Oh
He's
my
looking at me
God.
like, did you almost forget that? Yeah. I was surrounded by nothing but non-melanated citizens on the freeway, let's just say. And I'm sure they drove by me like, oh, here they go. Where are they going this weekend? Because I had all windows down, full blast. But yeah, so that's always good. I was playing a little old school E40 the other day. Nothing ever wrong with him. He doesn't fit in any category of horrible music.
Oh my God. The Bay Area music artists are untouchable in my opinion. Yeah, my stepdad, he was a huge Mac Dre fan. Like when Mac Dre passed, that's the first time I ever seen that man cry. He used to play Mac Dre all the time. Like, so this is one of my favorite songs ever. I remember being a little girl trying to do the dance. I still can't dance to this day, but I will forever rap that song.
I grew up in a very country town. Like I can be around the smell of cow manure and I'm like, what? I smell nothing. I was in FFA for a bit. If you guys don't know what that is, Future Farmers of America. I've been to line dances, like very country town. But when Mac Dre comes on, that Bay Area comes deep out of here and it comes out.
It does. Oh my God. Like every time I hear a Bay song, even out
it's a vibe. That's funny that we're talking about that because I was bumping her today, Slide. And I was just like, okay, she came out letting people know that she's from the Bay. I mean, now she plays her guitar in nationwide commercials, but okay. I hate those commercials so much. But that's all. Even though it had YG on it, I'm like, you couldn't find I would even take I like G-Eazy. I would even taken G-Eazy on the remix with that. YG's not from the Bay. Not
he isn't?
Respectfully. No, he's from LA. YG.
Oh, you said YG?
G-E-Z-S. Yeah, YG. That's what I was saying. Like exchange YG for G-Eazy.
Okay,
she's from the Bay. Had have a Bay rapper at that time. And other than E40, which she probably didn't have money for, that's why I was like, G-Eazy. Maybe I Am Sue probably would have done either.
I've been noticing a lot with the Bay Area. They're trying to do a lot of things with LA artists. So that could be one of them to, bring the Bay and LA together. Because I know Tyga just left Oakland with YG. There was all out there shooting some stuff. So, the Bay and LA trying to become one because we all Cali living. So
yes, I will say this. It's a different swag. in
It
the Bay.
is. It
Like,
is.
It's
Tigers from the Bay?
no, she was
No.
just out there. He was just out
Oh,
there doing
okay.
something. Yeah.
I was about to say.
He was like, he's
Oh,
from
no.
They don't
everywhere. This
claim
nigga's
him.
from everywhere.
Yeah.
No.
That's
I
what
don't
they
know where he's
claim.
from exactly, though, to be quite honest.
Like
LA?
Baldwin
Oh.
Hills.
Yeah.
Like he's from a well-to-do
Not a hard
family.
life at all.
Yeah.
Like he rap
Not
about
a hard life
or
at all.
used to rap
Oh,
about.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Like he was on when MTV tried to do a rapper show, like their very first like rap competition show. He was on there. And this was Google it. Okay. This was
okay. Got some homework.
early 2000s. Yeah. Early mid 2000s. And then I think after that he was on like a dating game show.
Yeah,
Just
he
like
was
the game.
He wasn't a rapper. He was a pretty boy,
Yeah.
preppy, rich dude.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who was
And
trying to
then he
rap.
start rapping. And then when he signed with Young Money, then he started being a hard rapper.
Yeah.
And they was giving him flack for it.
And then he got with Black
Now
China
he
to,
switched.
you know,
and he
make
rapping
his clout and
about-
his
Wow.
make it
stuff.
match even more or something. Yeah. Then he went to
I did not know
Kylie
that.
Jenner and yes.
A lot of
yeah,
boys
like I told you.
capping in their rap. That's
Oh,
just,
oh,
no.
right? He be claiming bloodshed, got Chris Brown in songs. And it's like, when did you ever? Like when did you ever pop anything?
When did you ever spin a block?
Right? Oh, Rack City was look, never. That song still comes on. And that's a slap. But that's the hardest you've ever been is when you made that hard ass song. Other than that, sit down. Several seats, okay?